Welcome to Pete's world of poisonous plants. When most people hear the words carrot family, they think of harmless kitchen staples. Carrots, parsley, celery, parsnips, coriander, fennel, useful, edible, familiar. Not exactly the sort of plants you would expect to feature in a botanical horror story. But that is the dark joke at the heart of the carrot family, known to botanists as Apiaceae. This innocent-looking group contains some of the most dangerous wild plants in Britain. Skin-burning giants, paralyzing killers, and one of the nastiest native plants you could ever mistake for something edible. And that is the real danger here. It is not just that some members of the family are poisonous. It is that many of them look alarmingly alike. They often share white umbrella-shaped flower heads, divided leaves, green stems, and that same general hedgerow look that makes people think, oh, it's probably just cow parsley. And sometimes it is. But sometimes it very much is not. Let's start with cow parsley. Anthrascus sylvestris. This is the airy white plant that froths along British roadsides and hedgerows in spring. It makes the countryside look as though it has been dusted with lace. It is common, familiar, and relatively harmless. But cow parsley plays an important role in this story because it gives people false confidence. Once you get used to seeing one harmless, white-flowered member of the carrot family, it becomes dangerously easy to assume the others are harmless too. That is where the trouble begins. Because lurking in the same broad family is poison hemlock, Conium maculatum. This is the plant most famously linked with the death of Socrates, who was forced to drink a hemlock preparation in ancient Athens. Poison hemlock is a tall, elegant-looking plant with white umbels, finely divided, fern-like leaves, and smooth stems marked with those telltale purple blotches or streaks. It contains toxic alkaloids, including conein, which affect the nervous system. In serious poisoning, the muscles gradually fail, leading to paralysis. In other words, it is not a plant you want to mistake for parsley, wild carrot, or anything else you were foolish enough to think belonged in a sandwich. And then we come to the real monster of Britain's wet places. Hemlock water-dropwort, Innocence crocata. This is often described as one of Britain's most poisonous native plants. And for once, that is not journalistic nonsense. It is genuinely vicious. It tends to grow near streams, ditches, and marshy ground, where its glossy green leaves and white umbels can look deceptively ordinary. But underground, it produces pale tuberous roots, often compared to small parsnips, and these have earned the grim nickname, dead man's fingers. These pale, parsnip-like tubers can look disturbingly edible to the inexperienced eye, which is exactly what makes them so dangerous. Hemlock water-dropwort contains enanthotoxin, a powerful toxin that can trigger violent seizures, collapse, and death. After storms, heavy rain, or flooding, those roots can become exposed or washed out of riverbanks. If your dog finds what looks like an odd pale root and starts chewing it, that is not a cute countryside moment. That could be an emergency. Then there is giant hogweed, Heracleum mantegasianum. This one is different. Giant hogweed is notorious because touching it can be enough to make your day considerably worse. This enormous, invasive plant towers over people with thick, ridged stems, huge, jagged leaves, and giant, flat-topped, white flower heads. Its sap contains chemicals that become dangerous when exposed to sunlight, causing phototoxic burns. Blistering and painful skin reactions follow. Now look at the leaves, because this is where foragers often come unstuck. Cow parsley has delicate, lacy foliage. Poison hemlock has finer, fern-like leaves. Hemlock water-dropwort has broader, triangular leaf divisions. And giant hogweed has enormous, coarse, deeply cut leaves that look less like a salad ingredient and more like something from Jurassic Park. But even then, leaf shape alone is not enough. That is the trap. Real identification means looking at the whole plant together. If you rely on just one feature, you are gambling with a family that includes harmless decoration and botanical murder weapons. The carrot family also includes wild carrot, angelica, alexanders, common hogweed, celery, and fennel. Some are useful, some are deadly. It is an entire family reunion, where you cannot immediately tell who is pleasant, who is irritating, and who might put you in hospital. So, before we finish, here are 10 ways to stay safe around the carrot family. 1. Never eat a wild carrot family plant unless certain. 2. Never trust white umbrella flowers alone. 3. Do not rely on leaf shape alone. 4. Check stems, habitat, and growth habit together. 5. Be cautious near rivers and marshes. 6. Keep dogs under control in risky areas. 7. Never touch giant hogweed. 8. Teach children not to pick wild plants. 9. If unsure, leave it alone. 10. If poisoning is suspected, seek help. The carrot family may feed us and fill our hedgerows with harmless beauty. But hidden among them are plants that can burn, paralyze, and kill. Proof, if ever it were needed, that in the plant world, appearances can be dangerously misleading. If you enjoyed this trip into the darker side of botany, hit like, subscribe, and share with anyone who thinks every white flower is just cow parsley.